Hi everyone. Hello everyone. This is Meshita. So today we are going to basically today is the part 3, and in this part 3 we will see the price elasticity. Okay, but the remaining part that we have talked yesterday, that how the prices affect. Okay, what are the main factors? So the remaining portion that I'm going to do today also, that if you see, this is the supply. So what the first of all, let me tell you that what are those factors that is basically affect the supply curve of a phone. Okay, so how does change in technology affect supply curve of a firm? Okay, we have talked that there are so many factors. There are so many factors which are responsible for the certain supply curve or the just movement in the supply curve. But if we talk about particularly that what are those factors? They say particularly like technology. Technology is one of the we can say a major changes that can affect the supply curve also from. And then another point of view also input of price. Okay, input of price also responsible for affecting supply curve. So now let us discuss one by one. So this is existing price, because as we all know that if we are talking about the other factors, okay, if we are talking about that factors that affect other factors that affect supply curve, other than price, that means price is what constant. So here price will be constant. Price will be constant because we are talking about technology, and technology itself will comes in factors, other factors. Okay, so this is existing price, and this is supply, which shows upward direction. This shows the positive relationship. Okay, so as we if we say that let's suppose that change in technology, it can happen in both sense, like positive change, okay, or negative change. What kind of changes is taking place in the market, okay, or in the production process? So if we say that there is a positive changes, that means technology has got improved. Okay. So if technology has got improved, then there will be a forward shift in supply curve. In supply curve. What does it mean, forward shift in supply curve? As I already told you in study, that forward shift, that means the supply curve has got increased. Okay, the demand, we can see also the uh, supply has got increased. Okay, so at the existing price, we can say the price is constant. Price has does not change, either increase or decrease. But at the same price, but at the constant price, supply curve of the producers or of the firm has got improved or increased just because of improvement in technology. So this in this way, improvement in technology can affect the supply curve. So they would definitely forward shift in supply curve. Okay, so this is what this is supply curve. Okay, this is supply curve prior to the technological improvement. So this S1 and this S2 is showing supply curve, supply curve after technological improvement, right? And this is what this is supply curve before technological improvement, prior to technological improvement. So this is in this way we can say the technology, the supply curve basically affects. Okay. Now, a second, the second actually, the second factor which is responsible for the affecting the supply curve, that is input price. So how does change in input change in input price affect supply curve affect supply curve? So as we have talked about that there was technology. So due to improvement in technology, supply curve just shifted forwardly. And what has happened if the input prices got changed? So input prices, that means if the price of input what increased. So if the price of input got increased, therefore it will lead to cost of production high. Cost of production high. Okay, so due to having cost of production is very high, this will affect the supply curve, which will be shift in the due to high cost of production, the supply curve will shift backwardly. Okay, as the existing price. Let me tell you through diagram. This is what this is supply curve, and this is existing price P. So this is supply. This is original supply, and this is what this is This is S1, S2. So this S2 is showing this is original supply curve and this is new. So this supply curve is showing that supply curve shift forward in case of decreasing input price. So forward, forward shifting supply curve, forward shifting supply curve, decreasing input price. Okay, so due to decreasing input price, what will happen? Due to decreasing input price, this will lead to lower cost of production. Lower cost of production. So at lower cost of production, producers or firms are very able or more capable to produce more of the goods. Okay, so they are very capable to produce to increase the supply. So due to lower cost of production, producer starts to produce more of the goods. Okay, more of the goods. So therefore producing more of the goods, the supply has got increased, and this will lead to what? Shift in supply curve. That means forward shift in supply curve. Okay, so this is the reason that this is the reason that how does supply curve forwardly, because decrease in input price. Now, if we see that instead of decreasing input price, if price of in if price of if input price got increased, let's suppose that this is the example of decreasing input price. Now another example, let's suppose that price of input has gone up. What will happen in that case? This will lead high cost of production. Okay, high cost of production. So therefore, high cost of production, producers are not able to or not capable to produce more of goods. More of goods. Okay. So the producers or firms are not capable to produce more of goods. Therefore, this will automatically decrease in supply. Okay. So decrease in supply, that means what? That means backward shift. Backward shift in supply curve. Okay. Backward shift in supply curve. Let's take a diagram. Let's take a diagram. This is the supply curve. So this is original supply curve. So and this is existing price at P. And this is what? This is output supply. Okay. Now as I told that if the price of input has gone up, what will happen? This will lead to the increase in cost of production, and therefore producers are not capable to produce more of the goods because cost of production is very high. Okay, so this will shift the backward shift in supply chain. This is S1, this is S2. So backward shift in supply chain. Okay. So as we can see that this is the original Q1, that is quantity supplied, and due to increasing cost of production, producers now onwards not capable to produce more of goods because due to high cost of production. Okay, so the supply basically decreases. So in this way, in this case, the supply curve shifted backwardly, and therefore quantity has got in decreased, supply quantity got decreased. Okay, so this is the case. Now talking that how another point that how GST basically impacts the supply chain. As I told, talking about the assumptions, talking about that, what are the factors which is responsible for the shift in supply curve. So I already mentioned that taxes and subsidies are very major factors that can affect the supply chain. Okay, so GST that in the form of taxes. Okay, so if government imposes taxes, a high rate of tax, this will hamper high rate of tax. It will hamper the producers to produce more of goods. Therefore, the supply will reduce. Okay, supply will reduce. As we see in the diagram, this is what? This is original S1. Okay, and this is existing price. So due to imposition of high rate of taxes, supply will reduce because high cost of production, high cost of production, because the imposition of high rate of tax will add up will go on to cost of production to the producers. Therefore, the supply curve of the producers will shift it backwardly. So this is what? This is S2. You can see there's a drastic changes in the quantity supplied. Initially, producers are able to produce at Q1 quantity of supply because there was no taxes. So prior to the imposition of taxes, producers are able to produce Q1 quantity of supply at existing prices. But as taxes gone up, as the imposition of taxes by the government, supply curve of the producers has gone shifted backwardly, and therefore what happened? You can see there's a huge decline in quantity supplied. Is it so? Okay. Now, subsidy and supply curve. So subsidy is the favorable changes in terms of supply curve. Subsidy is itself a favorable changes. What government giving any kind of incentives to incentives to producers for production. Okay, so he has given like 10 lakh. Let's suppose 10 lakh that each firm getting credit of 10 lakh to produce more output. Okay, so as he gave as he got incentives as 10 lakhs, he is able to produce more of the goods, and therefore automatically supply is what? Supply will increase. Okay, as we see in the diagram, in the same way this is original curve, and as supply curve will increase, as supply will increase, supply curve will automatically shift it forwardly. So this is what? This is forward shift, right? And this is price, and this is S2. So you can see that original giving any kind of subsidy to the producers by the government, producers are only able to produce this much quantity. Is it so? But now, as getting subsidies by the government, producers are now capable to produce more of the goods, more of the goods as in the form of quantity supplied. So this much quantity supplied has gone up. So therefore, we can see that subsidy is a kind of favorable changes for the producers. Now, price of related goods. Price of related goods. What does it mean, price of related goods? I already told you many times that price of related goods will definitely come those goods which are related to each other. Let's suppose an example of tea and coffee. Tea and coffee. So tea and coffee are related to each other. Whenever the price of tea has gone up, the consumer shifted directly to coffee and switched to coffee, and he started to use and he started to consume coffee. Okay, so therefore this is what, because consumers see that the price of tea is much high, and I can't afford I can't afford tea. Therefore, directly he shifted to coffee. So this is what? This is related goods, because these are substitute goods. Okay, these are substitute goods. Substitute goods. Now, so how that if price of tea increases or decreases, then in that case the supply curve of coffee responds. Okay, we will see in this. So this is what? This is diagram of supply curve. This is original price, original supply curve, and this is price that is existing and constant price. So this is S1 is what? Original supply curve. Original supply curve. If T of coffee, original supply curve of coffee. Okay, because we are talking about related goods, price of related goods. So if price of tea go gone up, so what will happen? Producers just shifted to producing, and they started to produce tea, more of tea, and coffee supply of coffee has gone down. Okay, so in this case, the supply curve of coffee has gone shifted backwardly, because producers just have started to produce more of tea because price has gone up, and we all know price and quantity supplied just showing a positive relationship. Okay. Now you can see that supply of coffee has got reduced this much from Q1 from Q to Q1. So this is the case, and in the same way, if we say that if the price of tea has gone down or fallen, then the supply curve of coffee has increased. Supply of coffee has increased, therefore supply curve of coffee has shifted forwardly. Okay, so this is S3 and this is S2. Forward shifting supply curve of coffee. Okay. Now, the main point that we are going to discuss, the price elasticity of supply curve. Price elasticity of supply curve. So what is price elasticity of supply curve? So this is just same as we have talked about the price elasticity of demand. Okay. So price elasticity of supply basically say that proportional change in quantity supplied due to proportionate change in price of the commodity. Okay. Proportional change in proportional change in quantity supplied due to proportional change in price of a commodity. Okay. So this is showing price elasticity of supply curve. Price elasticity of supply curve is the extent of contraction on and extension. Because as we see that why if we say, let me ask one question, that why do we use price elasticity of supply? Why it is not enough to use law of demand? Because law of demand talks same thing, that this talks that price and quantity supplied between. Okay, so why need to use price elasticity of supply curve? Okay, so if we say that law of supply itself talks about price, between price and quantity supply, then what is the need to use the price elasticity of supply curve? Okay, let me tell you that law of supply basically tells the direction, positive direction between price and quantity supply. It's talk about only direction. Okay, so it's talk about that if prices falls, quantity supplied, quantity supplied contract. Okay, so this is what contraction in supply curve. Contraction in supply curve. And another way, if we say that price of commodity has gone up, quantity quantity of supply has also gone up. So this is showing extension of supply curve. So the law of supply does not talk about that how much contraction and how much extension in quantity supply. Okay, whereas price elasticity talks about the extent of extension and contraction. Price elasticity talks about the extent of contraction and extension extension of supply curve. Okay, so this price elasticity basically talks about the extent of contraction and extension of supply curve in the form of numeric numeric. Okay, so this is quite helpful to measure the relationship between price elasticity to measure the price and quantity supply. Okay, so price elasticity is more effective because it does tells the direction along with numeric in the numerical form, whereas talking about the law of supply, it does talk only that the direction only. Okay, so if they say that seeing the relationship only on the basis of direction is not enough, if we have to, if if researcher, okay, if policy maker want to make policy, okay, related to price and quantity supply, does this enough? Does this enough to use direction? Okay, so this is not enough to use direction. So on the basis of direction, policy or researcher makers is not able to make policy. Okay, so price elasticity is one of the good one measures to see the extent of relationship between price and quantity supply, because it also measures the direction as well as mathematical in the mathematical or in the quantitative form. Okay, measurement of price elasticity of supply, percentage change. So if we write down the formula, elasticity, percentage change, percentage change in quantity supply by percentage change in price. Okay, so this is what, this is the elasticity of supply. So in mathematical form, del q upon q into 100 and del p upon p into 100. So this is what, this is elasticity of supply. Now talking about that, what is the shape of supply curve? Okay, what is the shape of supply curve and elasticity of supply? So shape of supply curve indicates itself degree of elasticity of supply. What I am saying, that shape of supply curve indicates the degree of supply curve. No, sorry, degree of elasticity of supply. Degree of elasticity of supply. Okay, assuming that supply curve is a straight line. Okay, supply curve is a straight line. Straight line and positively sloped, that means upward direction. Okay, so this upward direction, we can specify that in upward direction, or that is very flat or steep, what is the situation or what is the case of elasticity of supply. Okay, so if we say that according to shape, what is the price elasticity? So this is showing that supply curve has originated from origin. Okay. So this supply curve just started from origin. So this is what? This is showing equal to 1. So this is unitary unit elasticity, unit elasticity of supply curve, unit elasticity of supply. Okay. And another point, that is, if the supply curve has started from y-axis, that means this is showing the flat. Okay. Let me tell you one thing which is very important. If any shape showing flat, okay, that means highly elastic. And if any curve showing the the vertical or steeper, okay. So if vertical or steeper, this is inelastic. Inelastic. What does it mean, elastic and elastic? Let me tell you in a brief, because I know that this is very awareness topic, because I already discussed about price elasticity of demand, and and elasticity. Okay, so let me tell you in a brief, in a single sentence, that elasticity is nothing but the responsiveness, responsiveness of quantity demanded or supply, because we are talking about elasticity. If I mention demand, then I will write down in that case only demand. Okay, so responsiveness of quantity demanded or supply due to change in price. So this is what elasticity. So if the supply curve is started from the y-axis, that means this is showing elasticity is greater than 1, and this is also a flat. Okay, more flatter, more elastic, less flatter, less elastic. Another point, that if supply curve is started from here, then we can say that ES is less than 1. That means this is showing that this curve is basically showing steeper. That means less elastic and or inelastic. Is it so? So this is the conditions and how the price elasticity in different shape. Okay. Now elasticity, zero elasticity of supply. Zero elasticity of supply. That means, that means in that case, elasticity is equal to 0. That means vertical. Okay. So vertical supply curve, and this is what? This is highly steeper, and we can also say high slope. Is it fine? So at this point, Q1 is same, P1, let's suppose P0 and P1. So what does it mean? This is vertical. What does it want to say? This basically want to see that if elasticity of supply is 0, that means this is what? Inelastic. Inelastic means that if whatever the price you are changing, okay, quantity change in supply, no response in quantity change, or less response in quantity change. Another point, infinite elasticity of supply. Infinite elasticity of supply. Infinite elasticity of supply, what does it mean? Elasticity of supply is horizontal to the x-axis. Okay, so this is at this point Q1 at the same existing price Q2 at the same existing price Q3 and so on. So producer is just capable to or able to produce at the same existing price a number of quantity of supply. Okay, so this is what this is. This in this slope is what slope is zero and elasticity is very high. Is very high. Now the summary which we have talked about the elasticity of supply is what elastic, inelastic, and unitary elastic supply. Elastic, inelastic, and unitary supply. Supply is said to be elastic, elastic when ES is greater than 1. Number 2, supply is said to be inelastic inelastic when elasticity of supply is less than 1. Number 3, supply is unitary elastic when ES is equal to 1. So this is the elastic, this is all about the price elasticity of supply. Okay. So thank you.